Well, hello everybody and welcome. I hope you're all doing fine, and as the title would suggest, I am now have a bit of a dilemma to discuss, and I'd be very keen to know your thoughts on the subject. So, as you probably already know, I've just taken delivery of my second bike, my Sport Tourer, my VFR800F, and I've got to be honest with you, it surpassed all my expectations. It's a phenomenal bike. I've only been out on it a couple of times, but I'll be going out on it again today. And my dilemma is, what do I do now? Do I need two bikes? I'm definitely keeping the VFR because I'll get more use out of it with camping and stuff. Do I really need to keep my Suzuki GSX-R750? That is the question. And right off the bat, I've got to admit that now I've got the VFR, I'm not sure how much use I'm going to get out of the Suzuki. And yeah, a bit depressing really. So I was really excited to get my new bike, but now I'm a little fed up because the last thing I want to do is just leave the Suzuki in the garage and not use it. Honestly, that's truly the last thing I want to do. So it begs the question, what do I do? So there's a few reasons and a few things we can talk about, or I can talk about in my helmet. And saying these things out loud, it might actually make the decision for me. There are a few factors at play here. So the first factor is I've got to have a spinal operation on the top of my neck, my C4, 5, 6, 7 or something like that, 5, 6 and 7. And my neck problems haven't been caused by the Suzuki, but as soon as I jump on it, of course I'm looking up all the time, and the S-bend in my neck, which allows you to look up, that's where I've got the problem, right there. And I'm literally 1-2 miles away from home now, and my neck is already aching. Even with strong pain meds that I'm on, I can already feel it. Also my left arm, I've done damage to my spinal cord already, and my left shoulder and down to my elbow is very painful, and I think I'm going to have to live with that for the rest of my life. The doctor said it probably won't get better once they do the spinal operation. That's just to stop it getting worse. So I'll have to suck that one and see. But that's the main thing, well, one of the main things that I'm thinking of here. Do I risk further injury or not being able to ride the bike at all? Because after my spinal surgery I may not be able to ride this anyway, and I'd have to sell it at that point. So that's one of the reasons. So another discussion point is, I'm trying to use my brain here and not my heart. Another discussion point is the fact that what would I be doing more of, or you know, yeah, what would I be doing more of? So I'm the type of guy who likes to go to far off places. You know, I want to pop off down Somerset and Brighton and places like that, and maybe do some camping. But I also love just buzzing around the local area on this little beauty. But I think what I'm going to be doing is more of touring around the countryside, a bit camping out, that sort of stuff. And it breaks my heart, man, it really does. So I'm thinking that I'm going to be doing a hell of a lot more touring than I will, you know, buzzing up to the local cafe, things like that. I'm not going to be able to do, let's be honest, I'm not going to be able to do distance travelling on this with my neck. It's getting worse all the time. And so if I do keep this bike, I'll literally be keeping it, one, for the show off factor, because it is gorgeous. I haven't seen another one in black locally at all. In fact, wherever I've been, I've never seen one in black, and it took me 9 months to find it. So yeah, there's that show off factor, obviously, and it makes you feel good, and it gets people talking. So when I love socializing, talking to people of all walks of life, absolutely love it. And this bike, you know, people automatically come over to see me. Before I even got the helmet off, when I pulled up somewhere, there's other bikers coming over chatting, and I have some fantastic conversations, really fantastic conversations. But that's pretty much local, you know, the Food Stop Cafe. Ponderosha's a bit of a stretch. I've done it a couple of times and loved it. But yeah, it's a bit of a stretch at the minute with my neck and my arm and stuff. So I don't think I'll be doing much distance riding on this. It's all about the journey, isn't it? And the journey on this, for, I mean, I did 11 hours on this one day, which is just ridiculous, isn't it, on a Super Sport? And I loved it. And towards the end of the summer last year, my neck was actually getting used to the riding position, so it wasn't hurting as much, but I was taking ibuprofen, you know, to take the edge off. But the doctor, when he looked at my scans, he says, look, even though it's getting used to it not hurting as much, you are making it worse. So probably fooling myself there, aren't I? But everywhere I go on this, everybody looks at it, you know, everybody loves this bike just like I did when I bought it. It's an absolutely gorgeous bike, this is. So yeah, that's another argument for and against, I suppose. I'll be most likely doing much more touring, and the bike to do the touring on is the VFR 100%. 100%. But look at it. Look, look, look. It's bloody gorgeous. It's gorgeous. No other words to describe it. So them are the two main things I'm thinking about. I'm trying to be sensible here. There are some other things as well. I mean, I'm nearly 50 now. Do I want to be crunched up on a Super Sport at 50? Should I be? I don't know. But the VFR's just, it's really made me think, because it really is the all-round bike that I'm probably looking for, to be honest. I actually didn't think it was going to be that good, but it really is superb, and I'll be able to do everything on it. I'll be able to set the panniers off and buzz around, you know, when I want to do a bit of bit of aggressive riding, or more aggressive. I mean, it's got some serious torque. It's a lovely bike, got some great power. Obviously not GSX-R fast, but yeah, this probably lose your license on this. But I'm pretty sensible on this, and I absolutely love it. I adore it. I adore this bike. And the other thing I've got to think of is that I've realised the young man's dream finally at nearly 50. So when I was a young guy, there was two bikes that I wanted. I always wanted the GSX-R750 to razz around on, but I also wanted a VFR. It was a 750 at the time, VFR800FE, to go touring on. And I've realised that now I've got both of them. And it's just a dream come true for me. But that was, you know, when I was a young lad and didn't mind lumping bikes at the shed and moving one out of the way and jumping on the other one, setting it up, and off I go. Now I'm 50 nearly. I want things to be a little easier. And when I was younger, I wouldn't have been thinking about, oh, you know, will I ride one more than the other? I'd have just kept both of them, I think. But now I'm more sensible, grown up, a bit more sensible. Really is making me think. I think if the VFR weren't as good as it is, I probably would keep both. But it is a damn fine bike. Really is a damn fine bike, and I think I'm, like I say, more touring than I am sport, although I would love to do a track day. I've never done one. Yeah, so at the moment I'm thinking, now I'm out on the GSX-R, it actually feels really small. Obviously I've been out a couple of times on the VFR and started to get used to that. I've jumped on this and I could barely get my legs up because my leathers were stiff. But also because it's obviously a much tighter riding position. But once you get, you know, back used to it, it's fantastic. This bike is just, it is a miracle of bike engineering, it really is. And I happen to think, I know there's litre bikes and there's, you know, the H2SX and all that kind of stuff, but that's all tracky stuff, isn't it? For the road, for razzing about on, I actually think this is not only the best engineered bike in the world, but I also think it's the best super sport in the world, and the best looking, because it's in the smaller 600 frame. It's just beautiful to look at. It really is. I'm not just saying that because it's mine, because it might not be mine for long, but it is the most gorgeous bike out there, especially in black. You know, blue and white, very very common to see blue and white Suzukis, but in black it's pretty rare. And this one in particular, which is showroom condition, it's immaculate. I even had the little mark on the back. I think someone had caught it with the boot at the shop when they got on it. I had that polished out and it's gone. There's not a mark on this bike. And I've got it all set up, you know, I've got the stem mount and I've got my USB charger. But what I haven't got is anywhere to chuck a tent on. I know, look, I know you can. Don't get me wrong, I know you're shouting at me saying you can go super sport touring, but think of my neck and my shoulder. Is that really viable for me to, you know, to get some bags and chuck them on the back of this and throw the tent on and off I go? And that's not what this bike's for. So that's the dilemma I've got. What do I do? What do I do? See, at the moment, now I'm on this GSX-R, I want to keep it. It is just spectacular. I think I would be a fool not to consider my options though. And then there's this. Oh dear, dear, dear. I've just jumped on the VFR to get a comparison straight afterwards. Yeah. So immediately my neck's not hurting at all. My shoulder's not hurting at all now I've took the leathers off. What a dilemma. Walking up to the bike, it's still absolutely gorgeous, this bike. I've took the panniers off so I can have a quick flick around, and it is a beautiful looking bike. A little bit of weight on my wrist, but I'm conscious of not dipping my knees in the tank at the minute because there's no tank protector on it, so I'm being a little bit reluctant there. So if I get some protectors on it, then I'll be grabbing the tank, and I don't think there'll be as much weight on my wrist. I'm going to get some bar risers as well, so that may help a little bit. This is definitely a bigger bike. Getting off that GSX-R onto this is definitely a much bigger bike. Big and heavy, but I think that's what you want for a touring bike, and I'm sure I'll get used to the weight. I mean, once you go in, it's bloody marvellous. I think I just like riding, and remembering back when I was on my 50 MTX and my Gamma 125, and then on my 600F Honda, it didn't matter which one I was riding. I always had the same feeling on all of the bikes I had. I just loved getting out there, different places, meeting people, and this one will still give me that, but this one will also give me a lot more. So I'll be able to do more miles, get down to the coast, maybe stay a night and chuck my tent on the back. Throw me a little Calagas thing in the panniers, and my clothes, and get some souvenirs in there. I couldn't do any of that on the GSX-R unless I put the bags on and stuff. This is a fantastic bike, guys. There are 2 things I want to change. Well, there's 4 things actually, maybe 5, I don't know, I'm losing count at the minute. As good as this bike is, I was watching my video back from yesterday, and I'm only 5'8". I have got the seat on the high setting, and the wind noise on my shoulders was coming straight through the mic in the helmet. You can probably start hearing it now. So I've got to sort the wind noise out on this bike. So I'm going to try a power bronze screen. Some of you guys are on your channel, you're saying they're pretty good, so I'm going to try one of those, see if that makes the wind noise go away a little bit more. It's not hitting my helmet at all, it's just hitting my shoulders quite badly, and I think the noise of the wind hitting my shoulders is just going straight in the mic, obviously. So that's one thing I do have to sort out, is the turbulence from that screen, from my shoulders. So I hope the power bronze screen will do that. I'm not very optimistic, I've got to be honest, because it's only 3 or 4 centimeters big. I might have a different profile though, it's a double bubble screen. It might be better, we will see, eh? Second thing is, I don't know this bike, I don't know who had it before or how they looked after it. I've had to polish a lot of marks out of this bike, so I think for the 3,400 miles it was that was done on it, it wasn't looked after very well. There's loads of marks on it, and there's some that I can't get off. you know, on the swing arm and on the grab rails and things, but it is a touring bike. So I suppose I should accept that and expect it. So yeah, because I don't know this bike, the chain, definitely got to change the chain. Still got an old black chain on it, looks like the original one. I don't know about the condition of it because I'm not a mechanic, but I'm going to get a new chain put on this, absolutely. I'm also going to change, oh hang on, we've got an SL3000, there we go. Easy. The other thing I absolutely have to change are the tyres. So I don't know the tyres either, and in cleaning the tyres yesterday, you know, I scrubbed them up and spinning them around, I've noticed there's a few puncture repairs in these tyres. I don't like that at all. So, and they're coming to the end of their life. Get one more season out of them, I think, before they wear out. But I'm not happy with the tyres. I'm going to need to definitely get some tyres. So that's screen, chain, tyres. Fourth thing, and this is on my shopping list, I can't afford any of this yet, by the way. The fourth thing is I have to change the exhaust. So that beautiful swing arm, single-sided swing arm, at the minute is covered up by the standard exhaust, the stock exhaust. I have to put a smaller profile exhaust on this, and I want something that really brings out the meat in the V4. So I'm looking at the SC Project exhaust at the minute. That seems to sound the nicest and it looks the best, I think, on the side of the bike. So I may get one of those. So I think what I'm trying to say is there are things, you know, this bike isn't perfect. The GSX-R is perfect in other ways, as in it's perfect as a sport bike, it's flawless. This is a sport tourer, so it's in between touring and sports. It can be one or the other, but I'm going to be using this, I would think, mainly for touring and doing miles on it like I am today. And it's not perfect for that. Like I say, the screen needs doing. I've got to change the chain and get some better tyres on. And for, you know, aesthetics and sound, I want to get an exhaust on. I've already put the USB charger on here. So that's there waiting to go, and I'm just waiting for the stem mount to be delivered, and then I'll have sat-nav as well. Yeah, I'm trying to convince myself here, one or the other. So this over the GSX-R, I'd like you to help me with the decision here. I'm leaning towards just keeping the VFR at the moment. I don't think I'm going to be going out on my GSX-R, which is a big shame. Now I've got this. This is just such a good all-round bike. I think I'll enjoy riding this nearly as much as riding the GSX-R. Well, it's a different experience, isn't it? But for me, with my health and stuff like that, and what I'm going to use it for, it's probably right that I... God, that was horrible. It's probably right that I keep this. I think I should have gone left there. And yeah, and maybe get rid of the GSX-R. Sounds horrible, doesn't it? I'm thinking of going to Whitchurch, but I can't remember. I can't remember the way. Yeah, it does my head in not having sat-nav. I've got to get that stem mount. I did order it. I ordered it Wednesday last week, and they said it'd be here on Thursday. Then we hit the Easter break, and now they're saying, oh, it might come next week. Pain in the arse, but without that I can't nail my phone on the bike. So yeah, what do you think, guys? I mean, you could say, yeah, keep this one for bibbling about on touring and stuff, and keep your other one for track days and all that kind of stuff, but I haven't done them yet. Do you know what I mean? And I suppose that's because of lockdown as well, but I haven't done any track days, and the TT was cancelled, so I couldn't take it to the TT. So all the exciting things that I was going to do on it, I couldn't do them. It's a big shame. Whereas I could have camped on this. See what I'm saying? I could have gone to Wales and stayed over. I could have gone to Somerset. Could have gone up to Scotland even. I could have done a lot more. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. There you go. That's where my head's at anyway. That's the dilemma I've got. This bike is smooth as hell, man. I don't know where I'm going. Totally lost. Suppose I could get my phone out. What a faff though, eh? Suppose I'm going to have to. This is the trouble, isn't it? This is the problem with not having sat nav on your bike. Well, it turns out I was going the right way. Would you believe? Anyway, let's enjoy a nice ride out and see what happens. So I've just done a little spin round. I think I was going the totally wrong way. Went up there for a while. This bike loves lane hopping. Just been down some really tight lanes. Man, built for that. So these are pretty, well, before was pretty rough roads, and this just ate up the bumps and still let me around the corners nice and safely. That GSX-R would have been bouncing quite a bit around there. I'd have been like, oh, where's the main road? But this was fine. It was just like any other day for this bike. Nice and heavy. Squish the bumps, no problem. So even though I went the wrong way, it told me quite a lot about this bike. So yeah, kudos to this bike. I think I need to adjust the preload in the back a bit. It's a bit bouncy at times, but man, I think being a bigger bike, it's just so planted, it's beautiful. Anyway, I think I went the wrong way. I'm going to try. I'm never going to find my way home, I know that. But let's try going up here. I think I should have gone left here. Right, bugger it. I'm going to Bridge North. I'm not going to find my way there without getting stupidly lost. Looked like a real straight run from my house to the Raven. I did do it before, but I had my sat nav at that point. So yeah, we're going to go this way. Not going to faff about with the phone anymore. It's purring like a little kitten, this is, isn't it? Purring. I want it to be woofing. Can't wait to get a better exhaust on it. Ah, Whitchurch. I found the road to Whitchurch. Shall I just carry on to Whitchurch? Yeah, let's do that. Gotta change my mind like the weather. Yeah, let's carry on, because I remember there's lovely roads up there. 37 miles, that's a long way. It's already 20 to 6, so I guess nothing's going to be open when I get there. But I did want to experience this bike on a longer journey before I made a decision on the Suzuki. So I'm going to try and do that. I can't feel a single vibration through this seat or through the handlebars, not a single one. You feel a little bit when you get the VTEC in and you're on it, feel a little rumble in your seat, but at cruising speeds I can't feel anything. It's just really, really, really good. They've done a good job, haven't they, Honda, with these. Can't improve on perfection, can you? nearly perfection. Wow, it might be windy through the helmet and in the mic, but man, this is gorgeous. Just flies along, just glides. Beautiful. Well, that was pretty spectacular. I've done about 30 mile just, and this just glides along. At no point I've felt I needed any extra power, and I did gun it at one point, and God, it's got the torque and it's got the horsepower. It's plenty for me, absolutely. More than enough for me. So plot thickens, because that was really great. It's a long way this, isn't it, this Raven Cafe. I'm sure it'll pop up soon. I've got no bleeding sat nav. God, so annoying that is. Thanks for letting me down with my stem mount, you buggers. I couldn't take the one off the GSX-R because it's a lot smaller diameter. It wouldn't fit on this. This has got a thicker stem. So before you say it, I did think about it. Wow! You need more power than that on the road? I don't think so. Perfect. Woo. That'll do. Okay, and here we are, I think. Man, that was a beautiful ride up. These roads are gorgeous, but it's a long way. This has just eaten up those miles. Just purrs along. Purrs along, this does. Fantastic. I'm the only one here. I guess nothing's open. Oh, there we go. Oh, so that's open. Says food. Nah, they're all shut, aren't they? Well, I'm going to try and use that loo. What do you reckon? 20p. I don't know if I've got 20p. Well, that was a great ride. I enjoyed that a lot, a hell of a lot. What a fantastic bike. So I can have a wee. Right then, let's see if we can make our way home. I'm definitely going to get lost. But let us see. Which way did I come down? That's the, I never looked on the way. It was either the one straight ahead or the one over there. Can't remember. I don't want to go South Wales. think it was this one. Yes, Wolverhampton. There we go. So it looks like a straight run on the map, but I always seem to get stuck when I do the Wolverhampton bit. Man, it's smooth. Man, this bike is effing gorgeous. It is effortless. It just scoots along. I love it. Wow, what a fantastic choice for a tourer. Woohoo! Man, I've enjoyed this trip. I've so enjoyed it. Well, I bet this bike is filthy now, but my God, was that worth it. My God, this is just heaven in the corners. Because it's heavier, it just seems to plant itself there. It's beautiful in the corners, absolutely beautiful. No kidding. That was superb. What to do, eh? What to do? I don't know. Right, a bit of sat-nav would be great about now. I think I've already gone wrong. I'm getting way too close to Wolverhampton here. I think I should have turned off. La-di-da, eh? Lost. Totally lost. Bloody rabbit warren round here. Well, what do you think, guys, before I sign off? Big decision, eh? What would you do in my shoes? I look forward to reading your comments. Alright, maybe some helpful advice. But man, this bike's perfect for me. Just to sign off on that, this bike is wonderful. I've really put it through its paces today, and it has outperformed me, no problem. It's just effortless V4 power. It's gorgeous. I love it. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. So if you was in my shoes, what would you do? Alright, well, you guys have a lovely time, and I'm sure I'll see you again pretty soon. Okay? Alright guys, see you soon. Bye bye. Awesome bike. Absolutely fantastic. I love it. Love it. End of story. I love it. I suppose the big test will be when I go camping. Well, I love it then. But that's what it's for, and I cannot wait to try.